Welcome back to North of the Broad. Bennett Schiller is with me now. He is with Schiller and Hamilton Law Firm locally. Good to see you again.
Well, thanks for having me.
Unfortunately, we're here to talk about a pretty serious topic, and it's about abuse and neglect that can happen in assisted livings or nursing homes, and really what people need to do about it. Your law firm is getting a lot of questions, so first of all, what are the different types of neglect or abuse?
Well, obviously, the reason this topic has come up is because of the pandemic. A lot of families are just now seeing their loved ones for the first time in many months, and they're finding really deplorable conditions in some of these facilities. And not to throw any of them under the bus, because there's a lot of great healthcare workers out there trying to do their best. But as we see in the rest of our economy, there's just not enough people willing to work in those particular fields. But yet the beds still need to be filled. These are profit-driven centers, and they have, they have clients and they have residents that need care. And unfortunately, a lot of these workers are overworked. So it usually ends up there's three different types of abuse. There's physical abuse, which we see somebody just is really rough with the resident, causes physical harm, slams them around a little bit. So that's physical abuse. There's emotional abuse, which can result in just belittling,
verbally
abusing, being mean,
yes.
belittling the resident, and then unfortunately there's also sexual abuse, and there's different signs for each, and I think that people just need to really be aware and know what's going on with their loved one.
We're going to talk about how, if you suspect something, but what would those signs be? What would I be looking for, Bennett?
Well, all right, so obviously for abuse, unexplained injuries, unexplained bruising, perhaps bruising around the wrist where they've been restrained unnecessarily. So you see a lot of that. Perhaps you'll see torn clothing, soiled clothing, unexplained infections. So there's also neglect. We did talk about neglect. Now neglect is simply just not being able to get everything done, a dirty living condition. Some of the signs there would be dirty clothing.
Not helping them with showers.
Correct. Or medications not being administered properly or timely. Your loved one being left alone, the caregiver leaving your loved one. Some of the signs of emotional abuse is unexplained behavior. And if you see your loved one perhaps thumb sucking or bedwetting or flinching when the caregiver comes into the room. And another sign of emotional abuse is when the caregiver is not willing to leave you alone with your loved one or with the resident. And so that it's kind of a bullying thing where sometimes, pressures, these folks are under a lot of pressure a lot of times, and they're overworked, and they get they lose their temper, and sometimes bad things happen when caregivers lose their temper with the person they're supposed to be caring for.
So if I suspect something with my mother, my loved one, what do I do? Are there legal remedies? Well, I know you said you're getting a lot of phone calls. What do we do?
There are legal remedies. You basically have an injury claim against the facility, but the first thing you want to do is get in touch with the supervisor. You need to file a report. You also need to call DHEC. These facilities are
licensed.
They're licensed through DHEC. So you file a report with DHEC. Talk to any other patients that may be familiar with the situation. Take photographs. Kind of document for yourself what you're seeing. Maybe talk with some of the other family members that have come and gone that have seen come and see their loved ones. But you want to get as much information as you can. You definitely want to report it, and then if you call our law firm or if you look on our website, there's other information there. We've got a blog, we've got some other information available on our website. But getting a lawyer involved early can sometimes help remove that patient or that resident from the facility. We can get the medical records, we can request information from DHEC through a Freedom of Information Act request and get more information to be able to document so that we're better able to seek justice for the loved one and for the resident. So.
Right, very good. Appreciate your concern, your interest in this, and your firm making this a priority, particularly as you said, because we haven't been around our loved ones that have been in these facilities, and this, in some, could be happening.
And the need obviously is going up because we have an aging population. So if I'm pretty sure most everyone has someone they love that's in a facility, and one day we'll be there as well.
Yep.
So if you see something, say something.
Okay.
The goal here is to protect our loved ones, get them out of a bad situation, stop the abuse, stop the neglect.
Thank you, Ben. It's always good having you with us. Good information. Appreciate it with Schiller and Hamilton Law Firm. And that's it for this edition of North of the Broad. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Bye-bye.